social media program because I am Johnson. Today's Monday, as usual, we'll talk about what's trending and sometimes serious stuff and of course some other times to talk about whatever's trending. We bring it on the table and analyze it all amazing guests. Now to watch this one live, you can download Galaxy Television app from the Play Store or Android Store to watch the best one live. Or you can just tune to our two times on the you are welcome aboard. Well, I'm not really sure when I have a course with me, that's today, exactly. Good afternoon. I'm good. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay, welcome to that exciting episode of the boss. All about what's trending and causing the people. And it's actually not really. Okay, yes. Our Gen Z is always on board, girl. That's good. Okay, so today we're talking about what's trending with two amazing guests today. And of course, we have seated Femi Chacha Emmanuel, who is a life coach, courses on entrepreneurial capital. He is into the educational sector and he is a politician. I don't like to leave that part out. It's good to have you, Femi Chacha.
Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure seeing you guys. Glad to be here again.
Oh, okay, great. So we also have our second guest seated today. We have Matthew in the House of the Public Analyst. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's just go straight into the program. Dr. Chip, what do you think you picked for the first story today?
The first story should be the state government speak on appointees supporting political parties on social media. We will have this video. The reason this month we sound offended that the appointees don't speak up for them on social media.
And at the same time, threatening. There's a silence of threatening undertone there. What do you think?
I would love to activate the political part of me.
Okay.
Right? And,
okay.
You know, as a political strategist, well, some of us have done some of these social media stuffs many years ago when we were trying to cut our teeth as regards political stuff, but we have outgrown that stage right now. And I understand what it's trying to say. See, we have pretenders and we have the contenders. Facts when it comes to politics. Take for instance, as far as the presidential election is concerned, you have to know that His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, His Excellency Peter Obi, then the incumbents are contenders. It does not mean we don't have other aspirants. In fact, Shore is very loud, but he didn't score up to 2,000 votes. So those ones are pretenders. Now, the election is upcoming as far as the state is concerned. And what I understand about politics is this. There are three ways to it. You are either dictating the narrative or only reacting. Probably some people own your opponents own the narrative, then you are always responding and reacting. Or on the other hand, you are defending. Now, the last two is the very wrong place to be when it comes to politics. Because, and that was what happened in the previous administration. And I think most of them are learning from it. Now, there's a difference between owning the narrative and propaganda. When it comes to propaganda, it's a different thing entirely. It's not part of the three I'm talking about now. It's a different thing entirely. But you see, what he's talking about is moving from trying to be reactive or probably even being silent and now owning the narrative, especially because he is in the political season. Now, so politically to own the narrative means that you are preemptive of what your opponents are likely to pick up from what you're doing. Take for instance, I want to use Lagos State as a very good instance. My friend Jubril is the SSA to he's the best as far as I'm concerned in the country at the moment. He owns their own narrative. They don't allow. That's why it looks as if in Lagos there are no opposition. It's not because there are no opposition or there's GRV. There's always trying to post on social media and wants to negate everything. I've forgotten, there's also this very highly intellectual man that just decamped to the PDP right now. I've forgotten his name right now. Just decamped to the PDP. He's also a humanitarian aspect. These guys are highly cerebral, no doubt. But they don't allow them to own the narrative. So what they do is preemptive. I'll give a good instance. When Dangote issued a statement that they bought the land in Lagos for so millions. Now, they didn't wait for the opposition to come and say, where did the money go or whatever. Starting from the chief press secretary, they screenshotted the budget for the state. They showed how it is an inflow. They showed how it went. They released it. So they own it. So it's difficult for somebody in the opposition to now come and post that Lagos is spending money because they already own the narrative. They always own the narrative. When there's a difference between trying to de-escalate issue and actually owning the narrative. So the problem with the Ekiti state government, which he is trying to say, is they owning the narrative. And elections are around the corner. All Ekiti is a state where all the other political what's the name of this madam, former senator Olujimi and the likes just decamped to the APC. So it looks as if there's even but now the problem there is that the major opposition are from his own political party. That's why he's angry. When you understand what I'm trying to say, my brother. When you have tried to assuage almost every the likes of Mimiko from Labour Party, the likes of Fayose from the key stakeholders in the states are in support of the Igwe. But now the problem he now has are people within his own party who are trying to fight for a ticket, not because they don't want him to win second term, but because if they contest now, they can show that they have gained ground, and it's easier for the party to always see them as the right contender. So people contest for different reasons. But he is angry that he fired like 2 people who were already speaking like spokesperson for other aspirants when they are under his own payroll. So I understand what he's trying to say, but however, I'm of the opinion that that's not something he's supposed to do during a media briefing.
Exactly my point.
That's my point. It does not mean what he did is wrong, but how and where.
About it?
Yeah, that. In fact, I expected that his chief press secretary, there are people that can handle that without making it look like the governor is really angry. But when he's the man at the end of affair doing such thing, it makes it look as if they really got at him.
Although his spokesperson and other persons have actually come out to say that he was not threatening the political appointees, and they were trying to clarify. Yeah, exactly. They were trying to do damage control by stating the fact that no, he's not threatening anybody. He's only saying that this is your party. You should always say something. Okay. All right. Matthew, what are your thoughts about this? Now, only to the fact that he said at first the way he went about it was quite wrong. But the truth of the matter is people in your party should be part of your, people supporting or owning the space when people are talking about your party. Do you think it's of necessity, or maybe, like we say, politics is a very dirty game? They might also be playing politics by keeping quiet in the social media space. But what are your thoughts?
To start with, it is not out of place for the government to own the social media space. But what you should be looking at is for what intention.
Oh, okay.
Because the way it stands, I understand that what should be of paramount importance to the government is the business of democracy. And if that is not forthcoming, I think the government should be worried. Because you have a situation where, as the executive governor of the state, it doesn't matter how you try to paint it, it was a direct threat. So you look as if you are guarding people. And in a way, the threat is not even limited to those who are working for the government. Because once you see an executive speaking in that manner, it's already a threat. So for me, the statement was uncalled for. In as much as as a government, you can have a team that manage your
social media space. Yeah.
That even if you take over the narrative, there's nothing wrong about it, so long as it's for the good reason.
Right.
But the way it is, it's often very bad that in Nigeria, you see government trying to guard the people. Whereas what they needed to do to end the support of the people is simple. If like in Nigeria, for instance, people often talk about power of incumbency. In the developed world, when it says power of incumbency, you are talking about, since you have been in the saddle, you have had the opportunity of governing and bringing dividends of the democracy to the people. That would have been jarred into the heart of the people. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, when they say power of incumbency, they are talking about the power to manipulate the system. Because our laws are susceptible to manipulation. Particularly our electoral act that deals with how you transmit election results. We all know what transpired during the election, how INEC told us that they were going to transmit election results electronically, how they reneged at the nick of time. So the point I'm trying to make is, even if you want to have a good show on the social media, let it be that what you are bringing there are not wrong narrative.
Okay.
Let it not be propaganda. If you are projecting the image of the government for the purpose of maybe letting the world to know what the government is doing, and perhaps maybe opposition are trying to discredit the government, there's nothing wrong about that. But seeing an executive governor making such threats and a statement that look as if you want to guard people.
So would you call this outright manipulation, trying to manipulate the minds of his appointees?
I say gag.
Okay.
Because definitely, by the time you are telling somebody that you get at them, it's a threat.
Okay.
And of course, they must act because they know that is where they end their living. And what we are saying may be out of their will. I'm saying that it's not encouraging seeing somebody of that status in the society making such
speaking that. Okay.
Let me say something in a few minutes.
Okay.
You see, the Nigerian society, we have couple of intelligent youths that can do positive and negative for anything once they lay their hands on it. Now you see, we have leaders that their age is far ahead of we the younger ones. That they came at a time where by democracy, the military, the media will always wait for them to issue a statement or a press conference before going ahead to broadcast certain things about what government is doing. Except for few columnists back then that will now, after such statements, analyze and probably counter what government is trying to do. But you see, now, a passerby can see somebody tilling the ground, probably on a major road, and will pick up his or her phone and begin to record and say, government is doing so and so. So most of this, and it's happening sporadically. Somebody can be doing that in Aringe, another person is doing something different. So it now looks as if what used to be in time past where the government releases statement and decide what the people should know or what the people should hear. People now pick what is their own interest, give it a narrative, and expect government to probably defend. So they are still struggling. I don't know, maybe you understand from what things used to be and what things is now. Everyone is probably a citizen journalist right now. You can be working on
and you just take your phone.
Exactly, that's the point. So now that social media has changed the narrative, he is expecting that if he has probably 6 media aides, there's no reason why once somebody posts something like that,
they should not respond.
They should not respond, even if they don't have all the information. It should show that government. I can give you several instances that okay, I'll give a good instance. Take for instance, few days ago, the popular VDM went into Federal Road and started digging bombs because in his own opinion he feels the road requires speed breaker. But actually, despite the fact that his intention is right, the way he has gone about it is actually wrong. Now, imagine him thinking he's doing that out of a positive mindset and wanting to help his community because he's popular, and a patrol vehicle probably passes and then picks him up, picks all of his volunteers, and somebody driving just brings out his phone while driving and says, the government is at it again. They just picked up, assaulting, whatever, for an innocent guy that has it. Now, government now has to be defending. I don't know, maybe you get what I'm saying. So, I'm of the opinion that what he did is right, but how he went about it and where he actually did his major thing. But the truth is, there is going to be the Buhari administration has taught social media handlers a lot of things. I won't lie to you that if you see what is happening in the Tinubu administration, there is what, in fact, they have gone, I'm learning so well, because I know that one day I'm going to govern, and I won't wait for people to own narrative against whatever I'm doing. So you see what is happening. Peter Obi releases a statement, the likes of Redon, Mokri, I can tell you like 3-4 people that are surrounding each politician. Without the government even releasing a statement, the government may take 2 or 3 days to even release a statement. But they already mount people that are studying, reading article, analyzing, and they will release statement within 1 hour because they want to own the narrative. In time passing in Boris administration, it can take 7 days because before my Bonfemi Adesina will probably release a statement, and things would have gone viral. People will hate the government. But look at what is happening within 1 hour. They've already gathered out. You see that all of a sudden, plenty people, thousands now go back to Peter Obi's page and begin to hit at him that you have to get your statistics right. But in time past, that is not what it used to be. That's what they are trying to say when they say own the image. So not necessarily putting negative. Sorry?
That's right.
I've said that already.
Yeah, because he's saying from a particular angle, if you wanted to do that, you have done that with his people. Maybe in a conference meeting.
The narrative.
Yeah.
Then the third part of it.
And that's what I'm saying, that he said is actually wrong. Even if you have to threaten your appointment, it shouldn't be in the media space. Yeah.
So
you know, sadly, it is because he does not have an opposition. If I were in PDP, for instance, and I have a gubernatorial, I know how we can change that narrative of that threat. And make people feel like everyone working for him are actually under threat. Because the way we would have painted it, that we would change the narrative that he will not even do that again. I don't know if we would have amplified it.
That's true.
I feel that the governor of Ekiti has set up a platform or a group of people who are solely responsible for responding to the one. 2 is, like Mr. Femi said, this should have been done in a meeting, like an in-house meeting, then if he had something to say. Yes. So I feel like what is the intention of actually for the way
he came about it is wrong.
I mentioned the threat and all of that.
And I feel like sometimes, when you gather pressmen, newsmen together, you have to be very careful. You have to control your emotions because they could trigger you with some certain questions. And I want to feel that the newsmen actually asked some certain questions and triggered that part of him. Yes. Anyway.